Do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
This is Dee.
We're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. It's the first Monday of the month. And for those who've been following us, this is the Monday we come live. We used to do it every Monday, but we wanted to, we got all these people who said, I didn't see that episode, or that we had hundreds of episodes. So what we decided to do was to bring you up to date on some of the older episodes and go live on Monday nights, the first Monday night of the month. But you can get access to the Jolley Marriage Show every Monday night, 9 o'clock. We got an episode. Many of you might not have seen it, and it's some of the really dynamite and dynamic ones that you want to tune into. So thank y'all for joining us, wherever you may be joining us from around the country, around the world. I'm just glad, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on the Jolley Marriage Show on YouTube. Let's give a couple shout outs. We got friends who are joining us from all over. Linda and Greg Kozera are joining us from, I assume, from West Virginia tonight. Gladys Pemberton from Northern Virginia. We've got folks from North Carolina, South Carolina joining us. Just join us and welcome to the Jolley Marriage Show. We are grateful. We want to give a quick shout out to all the people we met last week in St. Martin. We were in St. Martin, and I was there promoting my new book, Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better, as well as speaking to a number of events, and had a great time. And I want to say hello to all the folks who I met at the PMIA auditorium, and we just had a great time. And all the folks from PJD2 radio station who sponsored all our events, and it was fantastic. And so, hey, Gladys and Ron, happy Monday. Okay, folks are joining from all over. Okay, we got a dynamite show for you tonight. We got a special guest who is an expert in this area. And
what is this area?
Well, you tell them. You tell them what the name of the show is. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
You can't say it?
Well, you're so good at it. I mean, you're expert.
You know how to compliment.
Yeah, I do. I know how to compliment you. All right, go ahead. Well, go ahead.
We're going to talk about divorce.
We're going to talk about divorce. And the fact, okay, y'all know
the breakup can be a breakthrough for you.
Okay, there you go. Now, in our book, Rich is Good. Oh, no, that's the other book. Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. Hopefully, y'all all have a copy, by the way. If you don't, go to jollymarriage.com and get copies. 2 if you got a couple. 1 for each of you. But in our book, we talk about there are 3 boulders that break up marriages: sex, money, and communication. And we tell also that statistics show that 50% of the people in America are going to divorce. And of the 50% that remain,
40 to 50%.
Okay, 40%. So of the remaining 40 to 60% of those people are miserable. And they're staying because of the children or for financial reasons. So that means that they're going to be a plethora of people.
That's your PhD word.
My PhD word. Okay. A plethora of people who are going to remarry. And how do you make the second one better?
The third one.
Or the third. We hopefully going to be.
Or the fourth.
We hope that we're going to get it in the second. But anyway, or as you say, people have a starter husband or starter wife, and then they move on to the permanent one. And now
because of the lessons.
Okay. Now, I've been married once to this woman, but I'm her second husband. And
number 2.
I'm number 2. Number
last.
Like that. Thank you. And so there are lessons learned in the process. For those who don't know, we've been married for 41 years this month.
June 28th.
And haven't had an argument in almost almost 39 years. Haven't had an argument. So
why is that? Because you're always right.
no, because you learned some good stuff in your first one that you didn't bring to this second one, so we don't have to argue about it. Okay. How you like that?
That was good.
That was good. That was, all right. So we got a special expert. Her name is Stuart Skok. Did I say it right, Stuart?
You sure did.
All right. I thought the E. I put the E on it without the and without seeing it there.
An unusual name, I think.
Yeah, very unusual name. So why don't you tell us who Stuart
right.
was recommended by one of the people in our book who we love a lot. And so I just go ahead, Dee. I'll let you start.
Okay. She's called a super lawyer.
A what? Super lawyer.
Super lawyer in her community.
Okay.
And she's from the Maryland, D.C. area and grew up in Potomac.
Okay.
Am I right?
You are absolutely right. I'm an East Coaster by origin. I now live in Colorado.
She was recommended to us by Sandy and Linda Berman. Sandy's a great they call them family lawyers. Am I what they call them?
It's a
Stuart?
Family law practice.
Yeah, and he said she is dynamite. She
Super
said
lawyer.
Super lawyer. He sent me an email said or text or something. He said this is the one, the person. So okay, go ahead about super lawyer, divorce lawyer,
mediator, collaborative law practitioner. That's a mouthful.
Collaborative law
if you're
practitioner.
A collaborative law practitioner, does that mean that you figure out ways to get people to work together to find common ground? Is that kind of
yes, that is the ideal resolution.
And she's a podcaster and she's an author.
Wow.
And her book is entitled The Next Chapter After Heartbreak.
Ooh, say that one more time. That's good.
The Next Chapter After Heartbreak, a 5-step method to heal, break relationship patterns, and move forward with power.
Wow. I love that title, Stuart. I love that title.
Thank you.
And I think there's definitely a need for this kind of information because when you're dealing with 40 to 50% of the population that has had a first or a starter marriage, what do you need to do differently? What do you need to learn about yourself so that you're not creating the same patterns or what?
One thing I saw recently, are you bringing the same baggage to this next relation that you had before or the same bad habits or practices, which you did not do? You came with new practices.
You don't know what my practices were first time around.
You told me.
Well, I did tell you.
Okay, that's why I said that. You know.
So
let's go for
lessons that I learned.
Yeah,
so welcome, Sue. Thank you
so much. Thank you, Stuart, for being with us. And let's learn
Denver,
from you.
Colorado.
Is that where she lives? You're in Denver?
I am in Denver. Yes.
Y'all had weird weather today. Like big old what are those called?
Tornadoes.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff today. It was on TV. Anyway, welcome and thank you for being with us. All right, so
tell us why you wrote the book.
Yes.
And give us a little bit of personal information about you.
Of course. And thank you both. It's really great to meet you both in person. And I've been a divorce lawyer now for 30 years.
Wow.
And
you don't look old enough to be 30 years old. I mean,
well, I was 10, right? So no.
Keep doing what you're doing.
And the courts are very good at dividing property, at determining custody, but they can't heal heartbreak, right? And
that's good.
I've noticed time and again, intelligent, successful people making the same painful relationship patterns, repeating the same, including myself, despite knowing better. Meaning, knowing better doesn't mean you do better. right? That there's a repetitive pattern that people go through. And now in my 50s, I had to ask this question. Well, since I know better and I've gone through 2 divorces now, why haven't I chosen better? And that's what I aim to ask. And I looked for the answers to these 2 questions. Why does heartbreak repeat in the same way? And more importantly, how do you interrupt it to break those cycles? And that's what I've done a deep dive for the past 3 years. I've been writing this book. I just finished it, and here it is. The answers are there, right? In ancient philosophies, in psychology, in behavior science. But I noticed and I realized there's no good roadmap, okay? A structured roadmap to apply the answers in the way you need to in order to actually heal and change these patterns that keep you in these repeating cycles. So that's what became the 5-step method that I explained in my book.
All right, so help us with the roadmap.
Yes.
So I would interject because I'm reading a lot about emotional intelligence, which deals with, do you really know yourself? What are you saying to yourself with your feelings? What are you feeling? Are you being honest with yourself? And I can say, having gone through 1 divorce, the painful part is often, what did I do wrong and why did I do it? And then blaming myself because I was 50% of the situation. So what could I have done differently? And to forgive myself and to apologize to my ex for being such a horrible wife. How about that?
Well,
exactly right. Which is, I'm sure, why the 2 of you are in such a great long-term relationship. I noticed as I studied, and I studied philosophy in college as well, that all philosophies, everything has the same common denominator that you just spoke about, Dee, is about knowing yourself. Know thyself. Socrates said it famously, right? Mm-hmm. And until you do, right, nothing changes.
Yes.
Right? Until you understand what's going on in your unconscious mind that's running the show through your attachment styles and so forth, nothing is going to change until you bring those consciously. And like you said, the first step is taking responsibility just for your part, not for what someone did to you or how they hurt you, but your role in the dynamic.
We're taking notes because this is good stuff. Okay. This is good stuff. Okay. So let's talk about these 5 steps to get past the pain after you have, gone through this. And I'm, as I said, I've never been through a divorce, but I've had friends who I've talked to. One friend described it. I'll never forget. He said he described it this way. It's like looking out of a window and the floor falls out below you. And you know you're falling, you can see everything happening, but it's not much you can do about it at that moment. So it's the pain and as Dee has said over the years, the guilt, I guess is a good word, that there was something that was not done that could have kept it together or whatever.
On my part. And I think that you look at, for me, I look at my family situation, loving family, parents in ministry. My father's the minister, all that. And as I observed it and how their relationship seemed to be so smooth, I never questioned how they did what they did.
So why don't you tell us, Stuart?
Number 1.
What are a couple of lessons from the book?
So, yeah. So before I get into the exact 5 steps, there there's an education part, meaning when I say know thyself, you have to educate yourself first, then evaluate, and then evolve. Those are the three hallmarks of how to do it.
Evaluate and evolve.
Yes. And under education, that's where, each person has their own attachment style that was born in childhood very early on. And every romantic relationship is two parts. There's love that sparks the passion and the connection. And then there's your attachment style that runs the show by your nervous system, meaning avoidant attachment leaning or anxious attachment or some combination. There are people such as likely yourselves that are mostly securely attached, right? And these attachment styles are actually, they're not flaws. They're gifts that you are given in childhood to get through whatever comes along. Every family has its own special dysfunction, right? And, how do you get through that, right? For me, it was avoidant attachment style. So I grew up learning how to be a self-starter, take care of everything on my own. I was the youngest of four. So I kind of blend into the background, right? And those things are really great to get you through childhood. But once you become an adult and then you're in an adult relationship, those same attachment styles, if you don't know what's happening, will sabotage those relationships.
Wow.
That's what happens, because if you are, for example, avoidant leaning, you'll shut down in a conflict, withdraw, avoid, minimize. Or if you are more anxious leaning, you might rush to try and fix it and chase the other person. And
is this the fight or flight kind of mechanism? Is that correct?
So there are basic different attachment styles.
Fight or flight. I had two friends. Both of them were high-end, well-known celebrities. And one was fight until you get it right. And one was flight in every fight. So one would leave the room and the other one would follow behind him and say, I got to finish this. He said, I don't want to. And he would have a flight attachment way, and she had a fight till you get it right. Okay. So
that's what I call the anxious avoidant loop. And it goes around and around. And if you're not aware of it, to work on it, you're going to think that somebody who needs their space is rejecting you when they just need time to process, or somebody who's chasing you is too needy when they just want to be heard. And so this kind of education, to me, that's the foundation before you think about, all right, how do I in fact go through and heal the heartache I'm going through or am right now or been through? Before you do that, you've got to get real clear on where you came from.
Okay, so that's what's the next one?
No.
Yeah, so once you understand that, then the first step is responsibility. So step one is responsibility, which is it's not blame. It's what was my role, right? What was my role in this relationship, in the dynamic that perhaps was not healthy? When I felt triggered, what did I do? Did I withdraw? Did I chase? Did I avoid? Did I keep secrets? Did I do things that were not healthy as reactions because my nervous system was running haywire from just learned pattern behavior?
Wow.
So understanding your role in that, in the relationship.
Pattern behavior.
Yeah.
We talk about in the book, in our marriage book, how important it is to start to break some of your patterns and how to be aware of the patterns. These things set me off. So what we did, and we talk about in chapter Leave the Drama with Your Mama, I think, or How to Never Ever Argue Again in Marriage. By the way, I encourage everybody to go to our TED Talk. If you haven't seen our TED Talk on jollymarriage.com. We give the 4 steps how we haven't had an argument. It's the 4 steps to never argue again. But one of them is that we had some rules of engagement that we developed early in our marriage because
as a result of
a big argument. Okay. And we got some rules of engagement. How are you going to handle patterns? What are going to be the things that you do? So what are the things you do when you feel yourself about to say something that is not good? You know that's a pattern. You get upset. You say you flip off. So what do? Maybe count to 10, take a walk, take a ride, whatever. So okay, go ahead, Stuart, please.
And that's a really excellent point. One of the things I mention is, which is popular in psychology, is doing what's called maybe a trigger reset, meaning you're triggered by something, and instead of immediately reacting, think about, what's the story I'm telling myself? They didn't text me back right away or didn't call me back. What's the story I'm telling myself? That they're rejecting me, they want to break up with me. You don't know if it's true, but that's just the story. And then what's my body saying? Am I really, is my nervous system going haywire? And then before you react, thinking, what could be alternative stories, and what's a better way, a better choice to make from a more healed standpoint, just like your rules of engagement.
Right.
That's what I'm talking. And so that's how, just like you said, there are rules of engagement. That's how you can do that.
Right. Okay.
But that all of that is communication.
Yeah. Communication is a big part about it, as well as agreeing how you're going to disagree. That's chapter 6 in our book. Agree how you disagree.
But you got to listen.
So you got rules of engagement. You got the fact that you must be willing to dial it back. Make a conscious decision that when you are getting loud or getting intense, make a conscious decision. I'm not going there. I'm gonna dial it back.
Okay, let's go back.
All right. Responsibility. Okay, so you got the educate, evaluate, evolve. Then responsibility. Then what's
responsibility? Step 1. Step 2 is healing. So once you've sort of framed around your role and the other person's role, you can really focus in on healing through therapy, by which is proven you can rewire the trauma beliefs that instill during these relationship breakups. For example, adultery in a relationship, which I experienced. And the trauma belief is often, well, that means all men cheat, okay? Or I can't trust anyone, or I can't trust myself. These are all very unhealthy, toxic beliefs that your system sets up to protect you, and that you need to consciously heal, which you can do through therapy, such as EMDR. Yep.
Do you as a divorce lawyer, you do mediation, but do you encourage couples to go to counseling before the mediation, or where does that come into play?
So early on, when someone is about to engage me, I always ask discerning questions. Is this the path that you want to go on? Have you explored all possible ways to save your marriage? Right? And most times, by the time they come to me, they've already been down those roads, and I'm sort of their last resort, but you never know, right? And some people have resolved their differences in what I call discernment therapy, where they air everything out.
Wow. Discernment.
But by the time they get to me, oftentimes it's a little too late. But
wow. And by the time they get to you, their communications is broken down usually.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Go ahead. Next one.
So once you go through step 2, healing, really focusing in on, number 1, not just healing your trauma beliefs, but also this is where forgiveness happens. And forgiveness gets a really bad rap. And so I've redefined it in my mind. Right?
Okay.
That forgiveness, right, is not condoning anything, right? It is understanding with boundaries.
Hmm. I like
Understanding what happened with boundaries, meaning just because I forgive someone, and I have forgiven everyone in my past, it doesn't mean I trust them again. Doesn't mean they have access to me. It doesn't mean we get back together. And it doesn't mean I condone what they did. It means I understand why. I also understand my role. I understand they have their own past. And I understand that. I truly understand it. And now I create boundaries around, okay, I'm not going to accept that anymore. Right. So, and that's a real liberation I've learned for me, meaning holding on to and harboring no matter what somebody has done or said to you. It holds you back.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So that's part of that healing process before you can move on to growth.
Wow. Wow. We've got a couple couples here who are longtime friends in part of our community. Linda and Greg, they recently had 50 years, and Gladys and Ron Pemberton, I think they had 49 years, and how they're able to work through the differences, the challenges, and yet there are going to be couples that you see the same patterns. You see the lack of forgiveness. No one takes responsibility, and it's somebody else's fault. And even though we know that no one's perfect and no one's infallible, or no one has comes to the planet with everything perfect, yet we sometimes think that their part is bigger than our part. And you're saying, forgive. I love that, with understanding. I get it now. I get it. Okay. Okay, good. That's good. Go ahead, Stuart. You did some good stuff. I'm taking notes. I got lots of notes already.
You can tell he's a professional
communicator. Go ahead, Stuart.
Interviewer.
Yeah, I'm interviewing you. Okay, go ahead, Stuart. I do this for XM every week. For 20 years I've been interviewing people, so I'm getting good stuff.
Okay. Well, next step is...
Stop. What I'd like to do in every interview, because somebody might have just jumped on. This is Stuart Skok, a lawyer who is a family lawyer.
Attorney.
Family law, which means, people go there with divorce issues. Stuart is a she, because the Instagram people can't see that there's a person. They can't see the picture. But Stuart, Skok, is a she. And Stuart, the name of the book again, so everybody can hear, because we want everybody to go get the book who might know somebody who's going through a tough place.
You can gift them.
You can gift them. Bless them. Go ahead. What is the name of the book?
The Next Chapter After Heartbreak.
The Next Chapter After. Where can they get it?
On Amazon.
Fantastic. Okay, go ahead, Stuart, with the next point.
Yes. So after responsibility and healing process comes the evolving yourself, growth, right? Meaning it's not just now that you know better, okay, you in fact are knowledgeable and you've let go of what has happened. Now what, right? You have to take action, meaning what are your new boundaries? What are your new standards? Getting back to who you are and what really matters to you, and taking yourself on sort of what I call having a rebound relationship with yourself. Testing this out, right? With other people, be it dating or not, just, getting yourself back out there to enforce these new standards that you want to be in place. So like anything else, if you have a pattern or a habit, a bad habit, you don't change it unless it threatens your identity in some way. Right. It's got to be offensive to you. And so that's actually why, and it's in part 1 of the book, I attach animal archetypes to patterns so that you see how you're behaving is not exactly how you want to be. Like I fall under the fixer category, and I associate that with the beaver, which is also a loner. So a fixer can be helpful, but a beaver is not all that attractive to be. So it's coming up with new ways because things are going to trigger as they usually do. And you're going to have to gradually just, okay, how can I approach this differently today?
Okay.
And that's where I get into some of the theories, the ancient philosophies, and Kaizen, which is one thing, is a Japanese philosophy I learned from my dad.
Right.
And, just little incremental growth I have found. Just one better boundary today, one better decision, one new thing leads to the next and the next.
So better.
So in my books, I write that one of the keys that I has faced my life or focused my life on is the better concept. How can I be better? If you want better children, you must make a commitment to be a better parent. If you want a better relationship, you need to be a better partner. If you want a better life, you need to be a better you. It's constantly finding a way to get better. The other thing,
I think the challenges in this getting better is, what are the tools?
Well, that was my second point. What she said
to help you get there.
That was next thing I want to say to her that she brought up that came to mind. Once you know better, then you must do better. Am I right about it, Stuart?
Exactly.
All right, there we go.
That's where you practice doing better. It's not perfect. It's not, but you can practice and in fact do better. Right.
Okay.
And the other thing is, because most people want to jump to manifesting, right? I'm going to manifest my perfect relationship, right? But the truth is that you attract and manifest what you tolerate.
Wow.
Right? And so
attract what you tolerate.
What you tolerate. And you attract who you are. Just like you're saying, if you want children who behave better, you have to be better, right?
Sure.
In order to attract somebody that you want, you have to become that person, right?
You got to
attract somebody new just because you put it on a list somewhere, right?
Yes, my friend Les Brown says, it's not what you want, it's who you are, and who you are will get you what you want, because it's your core self and your authentic self, and make sure that authentic self is clear in your brain. This is who I'm going to be. What are my values?
So that goes back to know thyself.
Yeah, know thyself. Oh, not only know thyself, but we willing to change thyself when thyself is not good. Okay. I gave some point. When I was a kid, I had a bad temper. A bad temper. I'm not talking about a toddler. I'm talking about a 8, 9, 10-year-old, where I had the tantrum, or not tantrum. I had rage. I had these rage episodes. And one day I realized this wasn't serving me well. And I said, I need to stop doing this. And I got rid of it. I rarely get angry now. Rarely. I don't know, once, I don't think I've probably not been angry in 10 years. Because I had to work on that. I got mad where I'm just rage in 10 years. So
you can't think.
You can't think clearly.
You feel
can't think clearly. So that's something I had to fix. I had to get better, change. All right, go ahead, Stuart, because before we run out of time, I want to get to your any other points that are pertinent.
Yes, well, and that leads right to step 4, which is manifestation, meaning bringing about who you are basically in the relationships that you want. But it's not just, I have found that if in fact you go through this healing and this growth, that it's not just finding another person. That's not the solution, right? A relationship should enhance your life, not fix it.
Huh. Wow. Fantastic. We got Dr. April Spencer joined on IG. Hey, April. Cray Shay.
Should enhance.
Benalimo Latino. Or no, Mr. Ray 63. We got a lot of folks. For Persis Jimmacy joined. Lots of great folks are joining all over the country, and I'm sure around the world will see this video. Where if you're watching on the YouTube replay, we want to thank you as well and continue to share it. Okay, number 5.
Number 5 is closure, right? Where you understand what happened and you are putting that past behind you. And this is where I think a lot of Stoicism comes in, Buddhism. This is where you've got to sincerely not just say, I'm moving on, but let go of what happened, meaning because you can't change it. You can't change anyone else except for yourself.
Yes.
You can adopt the lessons and then you move forward, right? And everyone makes mistakes. I mean, and I find it's something that you're doing continuously. You start again and you figure it out and you close that chapter. And in my book, the reason I share, 3 personal stories, which were difficult to share because it's not just like you fix it once, right? It is something that you continuously do and work on.
And you keep getting better.
And you keep getting better.
I love this. Well, Stuart Skok.
Name of the book again.
Name of the book again, please.
The Next Chapter After Heartbreak.
The Next Chapter After Heartbreak. And where can they get it?
Amazon.
On Amazon.
And where can they reach you if they wanted to have a conversation because they're having a problem and they need some mediation? Is there a website or something?
My website is stuartskoklaw.com.
Okay, Stuart, Stuart, Skok, Skok, Law, LAW.com. Wow, I got a lot of stuff. Here's one note I took that I think kind of ties this all up in a nice little bow. And I read this quote. I had written the quote some time ago and I hid it from myself. It takes 2 to tango. And it takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to tango. Choose which one you're going to be. We tango. That means to tango means you're in a great step with each other, and a tango means you're divisive. So let's
Tango
versus tango.
Tango as in dance.
Tango, Tango. It takes 2 to tango, and it takes 2 to tango, Tangle. Choose to tango, to dance in synchronized steps. And that's what we've done. That's why we're 41 years into this. Gladys and Ronna, almost 50, Greg and Linda over 50, is because we've chosen to tango. And we want to help others to do that. So we want you to get Stuart's book. We want you to get our book, Richard. I keep saying, but I've been doing so much with my new book, Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better. Yeah, and you need to get that one too. Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better. But make love, make money, make it last.
And June is wedding month.
Woo, that's right.
Huh?
That's right.
What a great gift.
What a gift. So, folks, I want to thank Stuart. I want to thank all of y'all who are on. Remember, let's see. I've read the book and it's helped me quite understanding why I kept repeating the same patterns with different women. Wow. See, great. So, what we want to encourage everybody to do is to come on every first Monday. We're going to do live. The rest of the month, we're going to play some of the best that people had not seen that we've done over the years. So many new people have become part of our community. We wanted to play some of those. And so we've been doing that. But first Monday live, and usually with a guest. We're so grateful Stuart was able to join us. Thank you, Stuart, for joining us. And we appreciate it.
Thank you both.
My pleasure. And I am grateful for our dear friend recommending you.
Yes.
I want to say, everybody, go to jollymarriage.com. Jollymarriage.com. Get the book. Get 2 copies of the book and read it together. One of it has learning tips at the end of each chapter, and then discuss what you learn. Watch the TED Talk. how to never ever argue again in marriage, and anybody in a relationship, send them the link. Just say, watch this. I was at church yesterday and a guy said, do you do marriage counseling? I'm coming out of the bathroom.
Coming out of the bathroom.
And I said, no, we don't do marriage counseling. We are marriage mentors. But we start with, I tell everybody, go free and watch the TED Talk. It has saved a lot of marriages. 12 minutes can save a marriage. So thank you again, Stuart. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all
so
who joined.
much.
We'll see you again soon. And happy Marriage Month. And is there something else we need to tell them? Oh, our anniversary this month. Woohoo! Oh, looky at her head. I got our 40th wedding anniversary new ring. All right, the old one wasn't no good no more. Okay, so anyway, see y'all soon. God bless you. We'll go out with music from my jazz album, Close to You. Enjoy and be blessed.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.